Hi guys, Urban Combat Survivor here. Um, I've been pondering over some things that just don't make sense to me, and I think I've finally come to a point where I think I'm starting to really understand what the hell the game plan here is. So I'm going to throw this out there. This isn't fully formed in my head yet, so I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm going to let you guys chew on this as well. I sincerely hope that some of you hop in and really think about this, and let me know if this is making sense outside of my own head. And on that topic, making sense outside of my own head, I don't know how well I'm going to do at conveying what's going on inside my head in this format. So if it comes out convoluted, please let me know and ask whatever questions you need to clarify, because this is kind of a big concept. So putting it into a perspective that's understandable in a 15-minute time frame might be difficult. All right, so here's where I'm coming from. Let me set the stage here. There are some people out there, some people that are very intelligent and make some very good, solid, logical points to prove, in their eyes, that where this country is heading right now is towards fascism. Roller Podger comes to mind. He's not the only one, though. I've seen quite a few videos out there of people who believe that we're heading towards fascism, and that's what's really going on right now. If you don't know what these terms mean, please pause the video, go look these three up: fascism, socialism, communism. Please look those three up if you don't already have a solid idea of what they are. Then come back and press play again. So I think to myself, how is it that these people who are obviously logical people, who are intelligent, and who have some very solid points to indicate why they have the opinion they have, how is it that these people are seeing something different than, now let's hop to the other side. They have the other side that thinks that this country is moving towards socialism. I fall more into that camp than the first camp, though I've always kind of seen the point of that other side. I see where they're getting to the idea that we're moving towards fascism in this country. I can see it, but I lean the other way. Let me explain. Again, there are some really great points to be made that are made by people out there that are very intelligent, that this country is moving, in fact, towards socialism. So the question I have to ask myself is this: how is it that both sides here, both sides, make very good points, points that simply can't be disputed? How can both sides be making these points? And if you look into their points, they're not only are they making solid points out of context, if you look contextually at the information you're getting, it continues making sense. So it's not like these guys are yanking stuff out of the air and plucking stuff out of context and trying to use that to support an argument that's illogical without deceiving you. So if they're both right, how the hell is that possible? So then I sat back and I started thinking, what would be the system you have if you were to take fascism and socialism and merge them together? What system do you wind up with? You have big corporations running everything, and the entire population living basically off of the nanny state government. The only combining of those two can be communism. That's the only thing. We've seen some foreshadows of this. Now that I've come to this thought process, I'm seeing indications of where that thought process is correct. So if you guys are out there watching this and listening to this, please hop in here and let me know if you see this differently, or if you think I'm being a knucklehead in some way or missing some point in this. The government has already taken over some companies. The government has already decided that certain companies and certain industries are too large to fail, so the government simply seized them. General Motors is basically now government motors. You had the President of the United States out there actually hawking cars, guaranteeing the warranties on General Motors products through the federal government. That is fascism. That is already fascism. Until the point where that president fired the CEO of GM and placed his own in there. Until that president removed all of the debt that was legally owed and bonded, insured debt, secured debt. He removed it and bumped the debt that he personally liked, the socialist unions, to the top. And they walked away with the lion's share of the gain off of this. Well, now that's no longer fascism, is it? That's communism. They did the same things with the banks. It's too big to fail. So what happens when they've achieved the pinnacle of their fascist rail of this train, and then they achieve the gains of the socialist rail of this train? What's the end result going to be? Inevitably, they're going to have to come together. And what's that end result? It's got to be communism, right? That's the only thing that I can see that mixes fascism and socialism into a single viable system that could continue to function. Now, I'm not saying I think socialism or communism is a good system. I think it's a horrible system, and I think that it's failed historically every single time it's been tried, because communism cannot work. Fascism cannot work. Socialism cannot work. So I think what they're trying to do is make an adaptive version of communism that leans more heavily towards one side or the other. I haven't decided which side I think they're leaning towards yet, in the end. But I'll tell you what they're leaning away from no matter what. We the people. We're not going to win in this. The American public is not going to win in this. Our rights are not going to be sustainable in this. Now, I'm not saying that I'm absolutely correct in this. What I am saying is that this, as I sit and think about it, is solid logic. It's a rock-solid foundation in my head that I simply can't find leaks in. I can't find holes in this. So maybe you guys will have a different perspective. I'm hoping that someone does and shows me that I'm crazy and it's really not going to happen. This isn't where it's going. This isn't their plan. But I don't think anybody's going to be able to. So specifically, I got to give a shout out here. Shall not be infringed, Mike. He's been calling it communism the whole time. I think he's right. I think the form of communism that he's thinking of might not be exactly the same as the end result that they're going for with this. But he's right, man. Communism is actually where they're going. It's not socialism and it's not fascism. Those two cannot exist together unless you combine them into a communist system. So specifically, shall not be infringed. And Roller Podger, you guys have helped form a lot of the thought processes. Watching your videos have helped form a lot of the thought processes that have brought me to this. So I hope that that you two guys will hop in, and it's not exclusive to you two. I mean, anybody else, if you guys want to hop in, anybody, if you have valid points that you want to make on this, if you have a different perspective, it doesn't have to be agreeing with me. If you disagree with me, all I ask is that you do so with intelligent points. That's it. I'm not at all against dissent in any way. Just no personal attacks. So guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is crazy as hell, or if it's making sense. Because if this makes sense to the rest of you the way it's making sense to me, then we finally identified the beast that needs its head cut off, right? So there it is. Let me know. Urban Combat Survivor, signing off.